You can never make me feel envy when I know deep down you feel empty. That's why you overcompensating. Your moves don't match what you be saying. I wanna stay but you be playing. How many times I gotta say this? What's up, gang? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Janine. Thank you so much for tuning back in today. If this is your first time joining me, make sure you lock into my channel by clicking on that subscribe button and also by clicking on the notification bell. That way you never miss an episode of anything that I do here. If you are a returning subscriber, I appreciate you so much for trusting me with your content. Today we're going to talk about how you can be 100 for a living. So if you're interested in hearing more about that topic, make sure you stay tuned until the end of the video. Let's go ahead and hop into it. So have you ever thought about getting everybody that you know or have encountered in a room to see what they would think about you? To see what they would say about you? What would they agree on? What would they disagree on? What kind of characteristics would they say that you have? What words would they use to describe you? Now, for me, I have thought about that from a young age. Since I was like in 10th grade, I remember thinking about that. And like making sure that I could see myself as other people saw me. So one thing for sure that I could say that everybody who truly has gotten to know me, gotten to experience me would say is that I am an honest person, that I'm going to be 100 no matter what. It doesn't matter. So it's kind of like my job to keep up and maintain is to be 100 because that's what people, they needed from me. I have a lot of people, you know, that I fall out with, but at the end of the day, you know, a lot of people do come back and try to re-enter my life because I was 100. You're not going to find a lot of people out here who are authentic. Being authentic is not always easy. A lot of people have this underlying fear that comes and stems from childhood that they can't be themselves. So they don't understand that it's a lifestyle that you could choose to be authentic. So I'm here to talk to you about that right quick. Now, when I say be 100 for a living, I mean every day you want to wake up and choose to be 100. It doesn't matter whose feelings you're going to hurt. It doesn't matter what's going to happen because it's about you. When you are honest with everyone else in your environment, you'll be honest with yourself. If you are lying to everyone else in your environment, then 9 times out of 10, you're lying to yourself. It's impossible to really lie to other people and not lie to yourself, because how do you even come up with the lie if you're not telling it to yourself first and then telling the information to the other person? You know, despite what the truth may do to people, you know, they need to hear it. We need to hear the truth. That's why I can't stand having a liar around me, because I need the truth. I don't want to be lied to. I don't want to be misled, deceived, hoodwinked, bamboozled. I don't like being any of that. I like being 100. People think that you could teeter-totter between the line of real and fake, but you're not able to. It's either you're real or you're fake. You're real or you're fake. So some people, they can act like they're so real with you, but they're being fake to another person. And for me, it never added up. For me, if you act like you're being real to me, but to another person, you acting like you really don't rock with them. But when I see you, I see a whole different experience that you're having. And it tells me you're ultimately fake. That's really the kind of the judgment on you. You know, you don't really need a jury for that. I stopped lying to myself a long time ago, because that's how you take back control of your life, by not lying about your circumstance, by not lying to yourself about your situation. Because how else do you get out of it besides telling yourself the truth? Some people are so delusional that they will literally kick you out of their life or sabotage your relationship with them, or, you know, avoid you just to avoid hearing what the truth is. It's really scary. And when I be saying stuff is scary, it's not like I'm really scared. It's just like, I couldn't imagine being so scared to hear the truth that I stay away from a person. Like, absolutely not, because we need people like that around us. Nobody likes a yes man. They gonna act like they like a yes man, you know, but they don't like a yes man. They gonna talk about you behind your back. Like, I don't like people who ride the fence. Like, are you real or are you fake? Which one are you gonna choose? Because you can't be both. And I think people that I fall out with, subconsciously, they don't really know why they're still drawn to me, but it's because everybody else in your life that you encounter is fake. And I'm going to keep it real with you. I'm not going to tell you the lie that you have been telling yourself your whole life. No. I see exactly what you are, what's going on, what the situation is, and
I can let you know about it, even from the outside looking in. And I had a friend recently who told me that she would never seek relationship advice from me because I wasn't in a relationship, which is cool. I completely understand that. You know, and I'm not going to get too much into detail, but somebody will tell you a story about their significant other, and you hearing it, you like, whoa, red flag, red flag, red flag. But you hear the person that's telling you the story, you hear them telling you like, oh, you know, but I talked to the person about that and they said this, this, and that. And you like, and you believe them? I would say one of my greatest assets is my authenticity. Like, I make a point to be 100 with everybody I encounter. I even avoid some jobs, some workplaces, because I have to be too fake. It's like, I cannot live like that on an everyday basis and keep my sanity intact. That's why a lot of people go crazy, because they aren't able to express their authentic selves. They are, you know, living in fear. Honestly, I don't know if you guys just heard that sound, but yeah, when you are scared to be yourself, you're living in fear, and fear is not of the Lord. God says, fear not. So, you know, this is going to bring me to a story. Of course, y'all know I got a little story time. So y'all know I be telling y'all stories about, you know, my past, and I tell y'all relevant stories from my life today, just to give y'all an example of what I'm going through that pertains to the message that I'm trying to deliver to you. Now, recently I got a message from somebody that I told a story about on the channel, and they said to me that they were hurt by what I said, and I attacked their character and they can't defend themselves, and that I was super mean, that I needed counseling. And this person said that, what else they said? I'm the problem. I'm not worth anything that they're trying to do for me, like all kind of stuff, right? And they also like said that I said something in the video that I didn't say. And I'm just like, where did this person get this message from? Like, what are they talking about? Because the story that I told was a very basic story, and the video was about forgiveness. And this person, you know, attacked me in this message. And, you know, for me, it's just validation. It further proves my point of what I was even saying in the video. Your attempts to reconcile our relationship, or, you know, recover our relationship, are not authentic, because the first chance you get to, you know, tell me about myself or to attack me or my character, you're going to do that. Based off me just telling a story that happened verbatim. Like, why are people triggered by the truth? The truth will set you free. The truth will allow you to see who you really are. So if I sit right there and say you weren't being genuine in a moment, instead of hit me up like, Jenny, you know, I'm sorry you felt like that, you know, but I was totally being genuine in that moment, blah, blah, blah. No, you choose to attack me instead, and then project on me like I'm attacking your character. I didn't use any names to describe you. I didn't say anything crazy about you. I literally told a story. But, you know, people are, again, triggered by the truth. If you are a person who's going to tell it like it is, they don't want to be around you, because people don't want to hear that. They like to keep people around them who are going to feed them lies, okay? But secretly desire to have the person around them that tells the truth. I had a guy call me one time after like 6 months of not talking, right? And our relationship ended kind of badly anyway. So when he called me, he was like, you know, trying to get this validation from me that basically what he did to me wasn't that bad, and that I'm good because I look good, I'm still happy, like I didn't fall into a deep depression and all kind of stuff like that. I didn't go out and kill nobody, you know, I ain't snapped. So this is what people be looking for when they reach out to you. So he kept looking for this validation that I wasn't going to give him, because no, what you did was effed up. And though I carry it well, you know, you don't do stuff like that to people. You know, you never know how it can affect a person. Thank God I'm a strong person. But he said, like, don't act like I'm not one of the realest niggas you know. And I'm like, hold up. You're not. You're not, though. He said, well, I said, you did this, this, and that. You literally are one of the fakest people I know. The fakest people I know. And he was so shocked that I would say that to him. I could tell it just wasn't what he was looking for when he called me. He was looking for a certain validation that, you know, he's still cool in my book. Like, I don't know why people look at me as the ultimate judge, but I can't do anything but hold up a mirror to you to show you who you really are. I can't do anything else. And that when he said that, it really stuck with me, because it's like, you really think you a real nigga? You really think what you did, even though you've done some good things, you really don't think what you ultimately did was bad because you've done so many good things? Why do people think good always outweighs the bad? No, the bad is significant because the bad tells you the truth about the person, not the good. And you hear this air conditioner cut off outside, like, the bad is what tells you the real about a person. Like, you don't know a person until you go through bad times. We all know that. When you broke, when you down and out, when somebody dies, that's when you really get to know somebody. Like, you lose a job, that's when you really get to know somebody, not when you up and when you high and when things are really good. Nah, those bad times are going to determine a person's character. You're going to see how people handle pressure. You know, pressure, they say pressure, it bursts pipes or it can make diamonds, you know? So what are you going to be, a diamond, or are you going to be a pipe? Okay, so I'm telling you, like, don't be afraid to be who you are. Honor yourself in the moment. Like, when you feel like doing something, saying something, being something, posting something, when you feel like that, honor yourself. You feel like that for a reason. Don't go back and be like, oh no, I can't say nothing like this. Like, that's not, what are people going to think of me? Who cares? Who cares? They're going to think for a second and they're going to move on with their day, because they are so consumed with themselves as well. They don't care what you got going on. Some people do care about what you got going on, but everybody has a group of stalkers. Everybody's somebody to somebody. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's everybody. But the moral of the story was, you can't be fake sometimes and expect me to consider you a real person. Like, no, I don't consider you being 100 when sometimes you're being 50, when sometimes you're being 25, when sometimes you're being 0. You can't expect me to think that you one of the realest people I met. Like, you are mistaken. So when this person hit me up about a previous video that I did, telling me, like, you know, I attacked their character and stuff, I'm letting them know. I went back and watched the video just to, you know, because after you make a video, especially if you do YouTube, you understand me. But after you make a video, you might go back and be like, you know, oh, I said this, like, this a little much. No, the whole video was perfectly fine. It was fine. So it was nothing I would have ever gotten offended by. But like I said, the truth triggers people. And I went back to her. I'm like, you know, at 8 minutes and 35 seconds in this video, I said this. I didn't say what you're saying I said. And that just proves my point. You're going to twist my words to create whatever narrative that you want to create about me. A narrative that is untrue but makes you look good. Makes you look like the victim. Makes me look like I'm the villain in the story, and I'm never the villain. I'm the hero. You understand? I'm going to be 100. I do that for a living. Me being authentic is what I do for a living. I remember everything. I make an attempt to. I remember everything. That's why I like being sober. That's why I don't go out drinking 24/7, because I like to remember what's going on. That's why I take care of myself. I got to remember what's going on. I have to remember things. And I can remember stuff like it was yesterday, for real. Like, depending on what the story was. But I always make sure I fact check myself sometimes. Like, you can never be too sure, but you can. Also, this person was just really gaslighting me. And it's just like, people kill me, like, trying to come at you crazy because they have no peace in their life. Because if you had peace in your life, you wouldn't even be attacking me right now. That wouldn't even faze you. If you were doing good, if you were fine, if you were happy, whole, healed, that wouldn't even trigger you. My video about the girls trip is still making its rounds right now, and I still get a lot of comments from women who are being negative under my video. And it's like the nerve of you to comment negativity and to act like you know me from a 55-minute video and still miss the whole message of the video. Miss the whole message. Like, you completely lack discernment. But God says, and you know what? Before I started the camera, my throat was completely fine. But ever since I have turned on the camera, I am having a hard time getting my message out. Like, that's how I know God has something to say today. Because also, I was chilling. I was completely chilling, like, relaxing. I had cleaned up. And my son came to me and turned on my camera. He was like, go ahead and start. I said, start what? He said, making videos. I said, make a video about what he said about God. And I'm like, man, I'm about to get up right now. Because I just been regrouping for the last week. So it's like, I know God has something to say today. So going back to the beginning of the video when I told you guys, like, what would the people who know you say if they were all put in a room together? Like, what kind of characteristics would they say about you? Again, honestly, for me, it's going to be a big one. People know me as being 100. If they want the truth, they're going to call me because I'm going to tell them the truth. I'm not going to tell them what they want to hear. I don't care about keeping you around by lying to you. That compromises anyway my morals, because my moral code says don't lie. So if I sit right here and encourage you with lies, enable you with lies, and I don't keep it 100, then I'm compromising my morals. But why would I do that for you? Why? I don't care about anybody enough to compromise my morals. I care about myself. That's what I care about. I care about myself. I care about my son. But I'm going to make every attempt to keep it 100. So, you know, being authentic, being honest, being 100 is something that is practice. You know, every day you have to wake up and choose this. When you have a test or a situation that comes up or arises that requires for you to be 100, take that opportunity to do that. A lot of you guys I know watch Power Book 2 Ghost, because that's my show, so I know I watch it, so y'all gotta watch it too. But in the last episode, Tariq, he was upset because people were lying to him, and I feel him. But, you know, he gave them the opportunity to tell the truth. This is my thing, right? When somebody gives you that opportunity, even though you've been lying, when somebody gives you an opportunity to tell the truth, tell the truth. Take it. That's your way out. The truth is your way out. Lying just makes you look manipulative, and it makes you look weak, because what are you scared for? Little kids lie because they're scared of stuff because they don't know any better. But when you're an adult, why are you fearing anything but the Lord? Why? I can understand lying to maybe get yourself out of a life or death situation, but y'all be lying about anything. Like, people lie about anything. Like, I mean, the smallest things people lie about. Like, you can ask a person, like, are you single? Like, yeah, but they have somebody at home the whole time. What? Huh? Are you seeing anybody? No, but they literally are seeing somebody. Are you talking to anybody? No, but they talking to a bunch of people. You know, this guy that I met, I was talking to him, and he had brought up sex really quick. And I'm like, then he started talking about he was going to put a spell on me and all kind of stuff. I'm like, what are you talking about? I stopped talking to him. He come back and he says, I don't know, why did we stop talking? I said, because you brought up sex super quick. He's like, oh, no, my bad. I didn't even mean it like that. And he brought it up again. So you tried me a second time. Okay. So I let it slide that night, but the next day, he brought it up again. When he brought it up again, I just stopped responding. And y'all, he texts me 100 times, which is a big red flag in itself. But I hit him up like, yo, you said this again. Like, yo, just leave me alone. He like, that's not all I want from you. You know, it was a joke. What I was trying to tell you was a joke. So now I'm intrigued. Now I'm intrigued because that's what you're going to go with. That's the story you're gonna go with. You're gonna say you was joking. Okay, no LOL, no emoji, no nothing by what you said. And let me tell you what he said. He said, how open are you to sex? I just told you last night I was waiting till marriage. So why are we talking about it again? It's a no. It's a not gonna happen. It's a no. I don't like men who are too worried about it anyway, because if you bring it up a million times, that tells me that's all you want. I like those men who got that game, who ain't even gonna say nothing. They act like they don't expect, you know, in their head they got an idea of you gonna give it to them, but they act like they don't even expect it. Those are the best ones, because it's like, good, you don't care about it, shut up. But when you keep talking about it, that just shows what's in you anyway. When something comes out of your mouth, it shows what's on the inside. Your words are gonna reflect what's on the inside. So so when this guy told me it was a joke, he was like, can I talk to you on FaceTime? He said, can I talk to you on FaceTime? I said, sure. He said, yeah, it was a joke. Like, I said, okay, let me hear the punchline, because I missed the punchline. So what's the punchline in the joke? He said, like, I meant, you know, like, it's a joke. Like, it's going to be boring. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, boring? What are you even talking about? I said, you know what? If that's your story, you stick to it. Stick to it. I don't care. So I was like, man, I got something to do. Like, I'm going to call you back. Never call again. Never going to talk to you again, because you lied about it being a joke. I would respect it more if you said, like, I'm serious about that, or that means a lot to me or something, but not you acting like you were joking when there was no punchline in your message. None. Like, what are you talking about? But this just proves my point. People don't like being seen. They don't like being seen for who they are. They don't like being 100. They like being fake because they live in an alternate reality in their head. They are delusional. Not that good delusional where you're like imagining yourself as a person that you want to be so you can become that person. No. They're the bad delusional where they have this huge ego, and everything that they do in their everyday life is going to align with keeping this ego intact. They have to have it intact. I hope these stories made you reconsider like being real or being fake some of the time, all of the time. It's like, pick one and stick to it. People are going to know you for certain things in your life, and you want to be known as someone who is going to tell the truth, because even though something may not be appealing to you at one point in your life, later on in your life, it could be something that you require. It could be something that you require. Like, even we can use sex as an example. Like, earlier in your life, you might not require yourself to be married to have sex, but now it may be something that you require, sexual discipline. Same thing with authenticity. You may not care about having somebody that's real around you all the time when you're in your younger years, because it's like, you know, we having fun. But when you're older, you realize having fun with a person is not as important as being able to trust the person that you're encountering or hanging out with. I feel like if everybody started telling the truth, we could change the world. Why is America the land that is built on lies? Why? Why is it the land that is built on deceit? Why do we have to manipulate people to get what we want out of them? It's basically the structure of our government. Every day, people are misled, you know, into thinking whatever benefits the real agenda here on earth, even down to our school system. With our school system, we learn about Black people being African Americans, you know, coming over on a slave ship and, you know, being enslaved here. But it just doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't make any sense. You know, if we came from Africa, we don't have their accents. We don't have their facial features. And I don't know about y'all, but when I meet an African, I can 9 times out of 10 tell they're African by their features. You know, we don't speak their language. It's like a lot of things that are different. And, you know, I really think we were already here. We were already here, and they enslaved us here. And they created the history book to paint the narrative that they want us to believe about ourselves, that they bought us here. So we don't think that we're where we really came from. You know, our ancestors are from here. You know, they tell you when you do these DNA kits and is, you know, ancestry kits and stuff like that, they try to tell you that, and my voice is cracking. They try to tell you, oh, you 10% this and you 5% this. Like, first of all, where are you getting the information from? Y'all are making that stuff up. You understand? We are from America. We are not African Americans. They want to label us as that because they want us to think that we don't belong here. You know, even down to them teaching it in the schools. It's like, why are y'all teaching that outdated history anyway? Even if that did happen, why do you want the newer generations to know about that? Why is it so important for us to know about that? All it's doing is creating racism in the classroom. All it's doing is reminding Black people that you don't think whoever, you know, they put in charge, of course, back in the day, they want to remind us constantly of what they did to us when they came here. So it's so much that we're being lied to about. All I can tell y'all is get on TikTok, okay, before they ban it in your state, okay? That's what I be getting my information from, TikTok. And I'm on the woke side of TikTok because, you know, your experience on these social media sites is going to be based off of what you interact with when you're online. So if you're interacting with big booty hoes 24/7, that's all you're going to see on your timeline is big booty hoes. And I'm so happy that I have customized my feed to get like that because it's a bunch of woke people talking about God, people talking about secrets, you know, that they didn't teach us in school, people talking about the gym, you know, health, nutrition, and stuff like that. That's what I see when I log into TikTok. I don't see, you know, what everybody else sees. But it's like, you know, get your head in the game for real. What's so important that I haven't even told y'all yet is how to even become authentic. It's to give your life to God. God is about truth. Not only does he give you the confidence you need to make the moves that you need to take, he gives you the vision, the steps, the outline, the map. God will provide that to you. If you're lost and you don't have any direction, seek God. That's what you have to do. Seek God. I hear people tell me all the time, like, oh, I don't read the Bible because it was written by the white man. I literally had somebody tell me that again the other day. It's like, what white man wrote it? They did a transliteration, but like, who wrote the original Bible? People always talk about man wrote the Bible, I'm not going to read it. Who else is going to write it? Who's going to write it? Do you have air? Can air write it for you? There are rules here on earth, in this realm, on earth. Like, there are rules. You have to, first of all, come through a portal, the birth canal, to even get here. Sperm has to fertilize an egg before you can get here. You have to be thought of first, right? So it's a long line of things to get you to even be here with us, to watch this video, you know. And I think everybody needs to start asking more questions, man. That's the only way we get answers. If everybody can come together and agree on something, just get out of their ego, get out of their selfish intentions. You know, there's no unity here. We don't want to stick together. We want to be separate. And I'm separated right now from my people, but I'm going to find them soon. If you enjoyed my message today, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. Also, make sure you check out some of my other messages, and I'll see you in the next video. Janique here, Janique TV. Peace.